Well, it looks that in the next few weeks, the future of Tula and I will probably change drastically. Maybe space is not the final frontier, huh? Maybe it's the space in our hearts or in my heart. And really learning why I've come here. And I no longer... I was really hoping to stay where I am. It's inexpensive, but things happened. And something doesn't work out, it's better to let it go, except in one area. And I think that has a karmic tie. But, so, if something doesn't manifest, as has been in my life, things just show up, then I will most likely give everything away. Return the furniture to the good people that gave it to me when this home was given to me, basically. And the rest, probably give it away. And then who knows what the next journey holds. I think we're going to start off camping in state parks with Tula for the summer. And just see, maybe I'll meet my wife somewhere in a campsite, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what it brings. You know, I thank Christopher McCandless and his amazing journey. And more than anything was his insight. He wasn't a misguided fool that died. He wanted to experience a season in Alaska. He miscalculated, and he didn't make it back. He didn't go on a suicide trip. But he lived. They say everyone who dies, who lives, dies, right? But not everybody who dies has lived. And what is living? Maybe coming out in the morning and looking at the sun and not looking at my phone. Maybe going right to a stream, playing with my dog, making fire, purifying water.
What are you doing?
Maybe that's living.
Now you're in the wild.
Maybe what we've been taught living
You're just
is
living,
really
man. You're
crap.
just there in
Keep
that
the elite
moment, and
system
that's
going, and we're just slaves with a great career. What, I got 20 years left, maybe 30. Yeah, I want to be free, man. I want to be in nature. And not just for 2 weeks that I plan so that I could slave the other 50 and be able to taste that little morsel and regret having to go back. And try not to be too isolated, because in the end, Christopher reminded us, right? That love is only real when shared. So, probably I don't think I'll be posting too much more on Facebook. People don't want to hear it anyway. I've been ostracized by friends I've had all my life because they're under the spell of the Savior. I've been following this too long. Way too long to fall for that. Yeah, no, he's part of the team, please. I even pointed it out to them. I've even, amongst friends, they don't talk to me because, of course, when you have a history of drug abuse and depression, you can be viewed as perhaps off-center, quirky, wacky, temperamental, imbalanced. Who knows how I'm being judged by my friends. The ones that avoid calling me. The ones that won't reach out to me. I've become a hot potato. So now I've learned what being alone is. I have my friend Alan that talks to me. God bless you, Alan. I have Diane and her mother, my friend Josh, that they got the fuck out of here. Good man. Don't talk to him much anymore. He's in his own struggle. I have my XRP. Lost most of it to the parasites and the games they've been playing with the market. Yes, it's being utterly manipulated. So the hope is that this is the core of the new financial system, and I know it. So I need to hold. I'll be 62. Social Security probably won't be around, but I'll be 62 in another 18 months or so, and you know, who knows what I'll get back from the system for the years I put in since I'm 15. Ideally, I would have liked to have gotten a Winnebago, but right now it doesn't look like it's going to go that way. You know, thanks to Temu. Well, now with the tariffs, I'll probably pay double. But we were looking at this and the stove, and of course solar, because there will be blackouts, and water. And of course, we live in a society where we need coupons, right, in order to survive. That's kind of how we were set up when we were indebted and we were pawned to the Fed, and the whole career thing was, yeah, you ought to study careers, man. It's an invention of the 20th century. I hate to tell you.
Absolutely. And, well, anyway, they need us to work and we need the coupons. And so I guess I'll find a way to get these coupons. And it's one of my favorite quotes by a man who's awesome at gardening and he's just a sage, Masanobu Fukuoka. He said, I do not particularly like the word work. Human beings are the only animal who have to work. And I think that it is the most ridiculous thing in the world. Other animals make their livings by living, but people work like crazy, thinking that. By the way, if you love what you do, it's not work, you're playing. That would be the goal, to have a job where you're playing. But I guess in closing, be prepared. I've been saying it since January. My friends in the prepper community, many ex-military, are talking martial law between April 20th and the 24th, which goes right along with what I was sort of afraid of. Yeah, the Constitution is suspended. You're done. FEMA takes over. FEMA has military power. If you don't understand what all that is, we don't want martial law, man. So something is about to hit where they're going to have to put in order. I don't know what, but people need to not look at their pockets. So I suspect something that will probably endanger lives. Yeah, because I'm not worried about paying $20 for eggs. If there's a disease out or there's a fucking some sort of disaster. And let me get this out of the way right away. Please, you've been fed a boogeyman, okay? China and Russia are not the boogeymen. They belong to the World Economic Forum, okay? So they're all part of the same team. Yeah. Yeah, I know I hate to dispel that for you, red and blue, but that's how they kept us divided here, and they keep us divided thinking there's the enemy is within, okay? And the military, we don't need a balloon to come over from Jet. It's called predictive programming. You're being set up so then when they do it, you go, oh, hey, China. No. The U.S. military has vehicles that can create EMP. They can triangulate with the Gwen Towers and take out a whole section. How would you know? You turn on your radio, you think the whole United States is down. And EMP from China. Yeah. Please, it's called a false flag. Where have you been? Yeah, that's why the elite think we're ignorant. Yeah, because we are. Yeah, they brought those buildings down in their footprint. People still believe the narrative. Please, it's. I probably lost half the people right there, but that's okay. It is what it is. Good luck to all. I wish the best to all, but I ain't selling my XRP. Fuck no. Hold. No matter what.